drug use and abuse. I know some of you have already watched a video about drugs, but if not, let's have a recap.
What is a drug?
A drug is a substance that when released into the body will cause an effect. Some are legal, some are illegal, and some are prescribed by doctors to treat illnesses whether a drug is legal or not, or can be bought without prescription varies by country. Recreational drugs are substances that people choose to take, like for example, nicotine in tobacco, alcohol, or cocoa leaves in the cannabis. That's right. A drug is a substance that when released into the body will cause an effect. Like for example, nicotine in tobacco, alcohol, or cannabis. Now, we will talk about drug use and abuse. And before we start, we need to talk about responsibility. If you act responsibly, you will respect others, then you'll be polite, kind, and considerate in everything you do. If you set a good example, you will influence your friends and peers, and for that, you have the confidence to express your opinions and will not be persuaded to do what you think is wrong. And by living responsibly, you will have the ability to make the right decision if you are ever exposed to drugs.
Good morning, class. Today we have a very special guest who has come to talk to us about substance abuse. Let's welcome Sergeant Williams of the Royal Barbados Police Force.
Good morning, Sergeant Williams.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mrs. Burke, for that warm introduction. I have come today to talk to you about 3 harmful substances that you should avoid. I have brought with me a very special piece of chalk called Preston. We will begin by talking about alcohol. Alcohol affects both your brain and body, and because it goes straight into your bloodstream, it can damage every organ and cause diseases.
Excuse me, Sergeant Williams. My friend's father drinks a lot of alcohol, and I cannot understand him when he talks.
Well, that is because alcohol slurs your speech. It also affects your memory, coordination, and judgment. Does anyone know why alcohol is even more harmful to children and teenagers?
Yes, sir. Is it because we are young and still growing?
Yes, exactly. Your bodies are still developing. Remember, you're all below the legal drinking age, so if your friends or anyone else offers you alcohol, please say no thanks and walk away. Tobacco is another damaging substance. I would like one person to tell me if they know someone who smokes.
My dad smokes, but he is now in hospital, and the doctors have told him that the cigarettes are making him ill.
I hope your father gets better soon. Tobacco is harmful to your body. It can cause breathing problems and life-threatening conditions such as heart disease and lung cancer.
But why will my dad smoke when he knows it can make him sick?
The reason people like your father find it difficult to stop smoking is because tobacco contains an addictive substance called nicotine. Once your body becomes dependent on nicotine, it is then very difficult to stop using it.
Excuse me, Sergeant Williams, but why do people start smoking when they know that they may not be able to stop?
Well, some young people think their friends will be impressed, but they are really mistaken, because most people don't want to be around somebody who is smoking. In fact, cigarette smoke contains many poisons.
Sergeant Williams, could I become ill if I'm around cigarette smoke a lot?
Yes, you can become ill from breathing other people's smoke. Smokers not only risk their own health, but also that of their friends and family. I would like now to talk to you about an illegal drug called marijuana. People who use marijuana have a higher risk of getting cancer as its smoke contains more cancer-causing chemicals than tobacco. Marijuana can be addictive and can lead to a loss of both concentration and short-term memory. Why do you think you should never get into a car with a driver who is intoxicated or has been smoking marijuana?
Sir, is it because the driver may crash their car?
Yes, that's right. The driver's coordination, reflexes, reaction time, and ability to judge speed and distances will be affected, and you could be putting yourself in danger. I would like to thank Mrs. Burke and all of you for having me here today. And I would like you to remember that using alcohol, tobacco, or marijuana will prevent you from becoming the very best that you can be. You are all able to do great things now and as you grow older, but only if you respect your brain and body by not using harmful substances. Come along, Preston. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, Sergeant Williams.
It may feel pressure to overcome and feel pressure to say no to drugs, but people will respect your choice and the strength you had shown for doing what you thought was right. In fact, most people don't like the taste of alcohol or the experience of smoking, but they force themselves to do it. We all have to make choices in our lives, from small choices to big decisions.
This program is rated SPG. It contains scenes with themes, language, violence, sex, horror, or drugs, which may not be suitable for children. Strong parental guidance is advised.
Nakita ko po, tinusasan si tatay, tapos pinasok sa iskinita sa may dalawang putok na. At ngayon patay na. Marami kang tao dito. Marami kang tao.
Naglalaban yung kaboses niya. Totoo lang, napaka-bensong tao ng anak ng asawa ko. Pinasok nila doon sa iskinita, pinagbabaril nila.
Iniwan nila, alam nila hindi ako sumisilip. Pero nagbebenta po ito na.
Hindi yan!
So, as you can see, too much crime and violence is happening, right? Drugs have resulted in homicides, thefts, and rapes. This is extremely harmful to us. We have to be aware of that. So, do you think there is a difference between crimes and violence? Yes. Crime can be defined as a violation of the law and an act of deviance from established rules or the failure to perform an action required by law. While violence is an act of physical aggression that in most cases results in harm. Moreover, in criminal law, an offense against the person is usually defined as a crime committed by causing direct physical harm or using force on another person. A violent crime is one in which the offender employs or threatens to employ violence force against the victim.
In addition, substance abuse is the largest precipitator of violence in adults and adolescents. But other factors impact an individual's behavior and contribute to a person's aggressive tendencies. Risk factors tend to exist in a cluster rather than in isolation. Thus, risk factors for aggressive behaviors may stem from a combination of factors.
It's a problem, but I don't know what to do about it.
I can't live this way anymore, but I also can't change. I'm stuck.
These pills are the only way I can sleep. But I have to take a lot more now.
My life is a mess. Everything is broken because I can't quit. I don't know where to turn.
So, stopping problem substance use alone is very hard and can even be dangerous. But that doesn't mean that everyone who drinks or uses a substance has a problem. But if use starts to cause problem, lives can be devastated. It really does matter how you approach problem and how you think about it, okay? So, before I end this video, let's have some review. Let's start.
Taking or using medicine in a way that is not intended. Drug misuse. Use drugs to cope with feelings. Emotional health. A substance other than food that changes the structure or function of the body or mind. A drug. Weakens a person's ability to think and learn. Mental health.
So, for your assessment, I want you to answer the following questions. It must be handwritten or in Microsoft Word. Use your own words in answering the questions provided.
How do you know if someone has an addiction to substances?
Who can you talk to if you or someone you know is suffering from addiction?
What are some examples of legal substances?
What are some examples of illegal substances?